As long as we keep doing what we do, all that other shit, keep playing the way we play. Play D, keep playing the way we play. Boogie.
West, F.A. Over to Donald Dawson, stop and pop. Right off the rip, D-Dot for three. Just like he did it at the University of Kentucky back in the day. F.A. on the scramble, swatting at the rim. West of the rebound. Chris Howard, the teacher, for two. Back on his smell. Rivers of people to the midnight. Out of the next. I don't like nothing about what you got on, but did I say something to you about? Fresh Brook. Oh, ain't nothing over there. Welcome to the big show. University of Kentucky star for the free. Go ahead and sing. Sit at his own seat. That's a great job. With a pen. Watch your head, young dummy. You reach out to you can shoot. Never seen the shot you don't like. Watch your head. Deep down in the power there. You see good down in her crib. A lot of other friends and stuff. But hey, all you want to do, you never see the shot you don't like. Bottom of the net for you. Uh-oh. Man, step back. I don't know. I was fixing over the red shirt on. He bad as hell. That's an old man, though. He don't even know where he is. The man about to start his first off this honeymoon. Forgot to take his tuxedo pants. Back over to the teacher. Into the post. Back over the old head. Man, bottom of the net for the old head. He started with that Kentucky. Get out of there. Crime stopper. What's it here? After your booty scratch your ponytail, I love that. Put that engine on the side of here. Deep dive. Go strong, man. Big money. Hand down, hand down. Deep dive, you better put a hand up. Oh, that's it. Over the deep dive. Access to the eyes. Hey, y'all have me down lane. Y'all have me home. Down the lane for two. Crown. Over the goal. In the end. 0 to 100 real quick. Young Crown for a minute. D-Dot, Mel, Pittsburgh, Kentucky, Pittsburgh. Great units by the University of Pittsburgh in Texas. what this means. Set there, 1, 2. I'm sorry. We're gonna go down low on that after this pass. Get us a couple shots. All right, y'all, you guys be really good. Pettis, you reach your last one. Don't give Chris another. Strong rebound. Yes, you can do it. Take it home. This shit over with. My coach is too good.
Good evening. Welcome to the Focus TV. We got so much to talk about, man. Free agencies has people nuts, going nuts. Depending on what team you root for, you either going through it or you just accepted that or you're already planning what college teams to watch. You know, you already decided that it's going to be a rather long year for you and the mob that you root for. But as we saw, we'll start of tonight's show. It was round 4, volume 4, if you will, of the Brunson P.I.T.S League matchup. Brunson was trying to make sure the brooms did not come out, and they did just that.
Yep.
So, Cardell, you were in the building. Just tell us a little bit about it. I know we saw it, but.
I mean, I loved it. It was probably the most competitive game out of the series. You know, P.I.T.S League came out, jumped on them. You know, led by Darnell Dodson. He was hot from the get-go, knocking down shots. They was playing good defense. You know, Chris Howell pacing them. You know, being a savvy vet. You know, running the show. Jamal Gregory out of Jacksonville State, from the area, played the Elevate Hoops. You know, athletic, getting defensive stop, ripping dudes, dunking all over the place, man. It was, you know, it appeared that, you know, P.I.T.S League would go ahead and complete the sweep, but the thing I noticed as the game went on, Baltimore kept it close. You know, Jamel Artis played at Pitt. You probably remember him when he worked out for the Wizards last year, played for the Magic a little bit this year overseas. He went to work. The other big man, Efi, out of Cleveland University, he was dominating inside. He actually improved his game, got a mid-range game. He went to work, but ultimately, as the game went on, the way, you know, it was kind of close. Brunson was keeping it close. Davon Usher and Omar Sean, they took over late in the first half, like late in the third quarter, and then to the fourth. It was all down. They was hitting threes back to back to back, and once they got on top, they put the pressure on, you know, the P.I.T.S League, not only to get stops, but also to make shots. And, you know, they just couldn't make enough shots. Even at the end of the game, P.I.T.S League they were down 2. They had a chance to, you know, take the lead, but Darnell Dodson missed the three-pointer. They got the rebound, came down, they had a foul, and Brunson went to the free throw line, made that free throw. So they just played a little bit smarter down the stretch. That's why they walked off victorious.
I mean, there's never anything wrong with ultra-competitive games. And shout out to Brunson. Now the series can continue, obviously.
I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He stepped up his GM efforts, man. You know, he was looking,
Shout out to Sean.
Yeah, shout out to Sean, man. You know what I'm saying? He, you know, as soon as I came in the gym, I saw he had, like, he went Jerry West this time. You know,
I saw the text.
Yeah.
I seen the rosters on Instagram. I was like, oh, okay.
He went Jerry West. So, the last few times he was looking like the Clippers GM from past years before Chris Paul and all that. So, but nah, it was all love. But yeah, they were a little bit bigger inside, and they took advantage. You know, they you know, dude named Alex Long from Norfolk State was the biggest player on the P.I.T.S League, 6'8" guy, athletic. I mean, he came down the lane and shot dunk on Efi, and Efi beat it. You know what I'm saying? They went back to the lane, like that's the size that they had. So, but it was a good matchup, man. You know what I'm saying? You know. You know, Russ was a little shaky, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta expect that being on the road, man. Like, they called some fouls. It was just like, dude literally let him go by. Like, what are you talking about? But, you know, it happens, man. But with all that, P.I.T.S League still had a chance to win. That's why you gotta give Brunson full credit. Usher went on I think he went on a 7-0 solo spree in like 30 seconds himself. And that's what got them the lead. They never looked back. Then Omar Sean, who's one of the best shooters out of Baltimore in the area, period. You cannot leave him. He just got hot. So, I mean, seriously, he won the three-point shooting contest before that. I think he made 29, 30, you know, in the last, 24, 25 shots in the last round. And then he touched rim. Like, he's a true sniper, true shooter. So, you got to deal with him. And the kill car, he went to work too. So, you know, it was fun, man. You know, they just got to keep it again, and Brunson got to come down to this area in D.C. next year, so we'll see what happens.
Shout out to them. Happy to see 2 leagues get together and you know, put on the show. All right, so we're going to start with our Mystic segment. If you guys aren't, you know, already follow Finest Mag or visit finestmag.com on a regular basis, follow them on social media, Finest Magazine or My Mama Sports. You should do so, especially if you're a Mystics fan. The Mystics are coming off a 43-point drubbing of the Connecticut Sun. Yes, that's 43 points. They beat them 102-59. Cardell, we've been preaching all year. The big barometer for this team in terms of what can make this iteration of the Mystics special is what they do in defensive end. And that's how they went on an undefeated 4-game, 11-day road trip. And they came back home, and the defense did exactly what we saw at times on the road, but I feel like this was a much more dominating performance for 4 quarters. No matter who was on the court, they were either scrapping, they were really, really keyed in on that end of the floor, and it's fun to watch a team like fully embrace the end of the floor, knowing that if they don't, what happened last year could happen again, or they could not even make it to that point if they don't embrace the challenge on that end of the floor. But I want to hear a couple of thoughts from you before I had some notes.
It's just the defense, man. It's just from day one. It was shaky last year. That's why they couldn't finish the job. You know what I'm saying? Especially against Seattle with, Stewie and Sue Bird, how they just picked them apart. They was technical with it, but it's the defensive end. It's cliche, but defense wins championships. It's the one aspect of the game where any player can bring it game after game after game. I don't care how good you are, you're going to have off-night shooting. Sometimes the game is just funny. You can't handle the ball. You might have turnovers, but defense is something you can bring literally every game and be impactful. People who deny that or try to argue otherwise are the people who either scared or don't want to work hard on that end. So I can care less what they want to say, but when they play D, it's a totally different animal. And that's will be for them to win the championship. It will all be dictated by how they choose to sustain defense. Now that they're on top of the league, are they gonna get happy? Are they gonna get complacent? Just feel like we good to go. And knowing that the teams will get better, they will adjust, and they will start scouting harder to try to beat them because they're the top dog. They're coming after them. So it's on them. But for instance, in the Mystics' 3 losses, they lost twice to the Sun and once to the Storm. They're allowing 45% shooting from the field, 37% shooting from 3, and 86% shooting from the line, which of course puts more pressure on them to score the ball, especially from the free throw line, even though they're an excellent free throw shooting team, the best. But offensively, I will add, in addition to their defense, offensively, they owe their bench a lot of credit. Led by who I feel is 6th Woman of the Year, the front runner, Tiana Hawkins, former Maryland Terp Riverdale Baptist standout. The trio of her, Ariel Powers, Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, they average together between them 3, 27.6 points, 9 rebounds, 2.7 assists on nearly 50% shooting for the field. That's coming off your bench. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's unheard. That's just crazy for 3 players. I'm just talking about for them. So when they step in the game, it's like guarding another 3 starters, and that's how they wear teams down, no matter how they start. And if they just keep applying pressure defensively, most teams don't have that type of depth, man. They're gonna get tired, and then it puts more pressure on their stars to have to perform. But they got to deal with Christie, they got to deal with Deladon, they got to deal with Ariel, they got to deal with, and then when Emma come back, they got to deal with them. That's what's wearing teams down. And you got to also look at the offensive end. It's not just defensive either. Washington is also the most efficient team in the WNBA. They rank 1st in field goal percentage at 45.7, 2nd in 3-point field goal percentage at 35.2, and they're 1st in free throw percentage at 87.5. And they're the best in the league at taking care of the ball. They only turn it over a little over 12 a game. And then on defense, they lead the league in steals at 9.8 and 2nd in blocks at 5.3. They're literally dominating every part of the game. It's like it's no weakness. It's like, all right, we can go to that. Well, we can't go to that. So that's what's going on right now. It's just a matter of them being consistent, just keep going, keep plugging, don't get bored, stay hungry. Simple as that. Want all the smoke, keep that bitterness of losing in the finals. If they get complacent and stuff, just like you saw with the Suns, it's like they kind of got a little happy. Now they got to fight. They're in the hole right now. So you don't want that to happen. Just keep winning, and make sure everybody, when the playoffs come around, everybody has to come to DC to get to the chip. If that happens, then it's there to lose.
Yeah, because that's the place that teams, you have to see a team that enjoy coming in.
Yeah, it's a different environment.
It's
a college environment. It's like when George Washington bumping, when they got a mob, when Virginia came, when they was ranked 6th in the country, and they came and GW beat them, it was rocking. Like, you can't even hear yourself. It's like that, and that's how, their arena is. So, they just got to keep going, just stay consistent.
And to piggyback on some of the things, you definitely hit some of my notes. So, piggyback on some of those things, offensive rating, 1st in the league, as you mentioned, most efficient. What I like is where the defensive rating, it's been climbing during this streak. So they're currently 3rd in the league in defensive rating. So again, not the greatest at math, but the net rating here is 17.1. That's the largest in the league. All right? Y'all want to take a guess about how close the next team is? Net rating? Okay, cool.
Far.
Great. The second closest is the Aces at 4.8. 17.1 to 4.8. As Cardell said, they are dominating in that many different areas. Also, during this streak, they went from, last year, not the greatest on the road. This year, they lead the league. They're 5-1 on the road this year, which is huge. They head back on the road this weekend. They got 2 games out west yet again before they return home next week. But shout out to Mike Tebow. He's named Eastern Conference Coach of the Month. And Elena Deladon named the Player of the Month in the Eastern Conference. I mean, both well-deserved. And the biggest thing, so I got some of the players after the game, after the Connecticut game, was that they're excited. They're not excited about the offensive end. They're excited about what they're doing defensively.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how it should be.
When you strapping and swarming and your teammates with it, it's contagious, man. It's fun. It's fun taking people's hearts.
Yeah.
From down there, and it's nothing better. It's not scoring and cooking to do. That's cool, but if they gonna more than likely feel like they're gonna come back or whatever. But when they know, like what we just said, the Mystics, they're deadly on offense. When you're scoring and then they can't. It's like I'm fighting like I'm defenseless though. I'm just out here just taking lumps. I'm in a fight, but it's nothing I can do to hit you back.
Watch the spirit drop over from Connecticut. Like literally, I think I told you later that evening, like John Quill was the only one that kind of was able to get a bucket in the first quarter, and that trend just continued. Where it's not like Connecticut doesn't have good offensive players.
Right.
Connecticut is right behind Washington in terms of offensive rating in the league. This is a very good offensive team that was held to 59 points. Which again speaks of the domination that took place defensively. Talking to Ariel Atkins and Victoria Walker, one of the things that they both mentioned was the team's ability to be able to switch defensively. And one of the things that gets overlooked, and she gets overlooked quite a bit, is what Latoya Sanders brings to the table for this team, is the length and her ability to move. So as a guard, you love it. You can push up when you if you get beat,
Just somebody back.
They have to stop. It's not a free pass. You got to stop. You can get back. And that, again, that bottles up. That's wasted time. You can't run your offense cleanly. She's doing a great job rebounding the basketball as well. And the guards are doing a good job of just boxing out. One of the things in that Connecticut that really blew me away was the fact that it was literally one shot and done. And it's not like the Mystics are a big team.
Right.
Which is why it's impressive to me, because that means you're doing a little things like boxing out.
You say big, what you mean by girth?
In terms of girth. Like they have length for days on that roster.
But neither is the Sun. It's not too many outside of Aces.
Yeah, I won't talk about like the Sun, just the Sun specifically, but other teams in the league have.
It's not really that many. Maybe the Aces, because of Asia and Cambodge, they probably like the biggest as far as like girth, but everybody else pretty much even. Since girth and size, so. That like they should be able to rebound with anybody. They just box out, put the body, which Deladon is doing, which Sanders is doing. I don't think people understand how big Tiana Hawkins is. She's not a small. I know on TV probably like she like 6 feet. She's my height. She's like 6'3", 6'4". So that's a 6'3", 6'4" versatile forward coming off the bench. And then you got Sanders who's 6'3", like I said. And Emma's coming back. She's legit 6'5". Like they're tall. They're not small by any means. And their wings about 5'11", 6 feet. They have everything you need to win. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just they just got to keep bringing it on both ends, and then having teams feel like Stephon Marbury explained it best when he was talking about Kobe Bryant. When Kobe Bryant was like when he was on his rampage in like 06, 07, and he was just like, when you go up against Kobe, you can't score, and he about to bust your ass. That's a hard pill to swallow. That's how it feels when you go against the Mystics. Like I have nothing. No answers right now, and they owe the Suns one. I know the first game Deladon didn't play. The second game, the Mystics were off or whatnot. They owe the Suns one, because if the Suns would have got the 3-0 lead, that said something. So the Mystics owed them that. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and shout out to them again for not only giving a statement to the Sun, but
the rest of the league.
Just the rest of the league. Just a nice friendly reminder. Like we had a little glitch early in the year, but. Yeah, in the last 10 games, they're 8-2. So, just want to celebrate them. But we're going to take a quick break when we get back. Little DC United. We're going to get into this free agency thing at some point, man.
It's a lot.
Yeah, we set aside some time.
It's the best time to go here.
Is Kawhi on the way?
Kawhi don't know what.
I really wish I had like a button that had Kawhi's laugh so we could go to break. But you're watching the Focus TV. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Focus TV. As promised, DC United didn't it, man, I don't even know how to say this the right way. So what, like, this phrase I'm going to use is, you always want, as a road team, you want to steal a point. Like, your goal is, if you can't get the full 3 points, get a win on the road, you know, it's good to steal a point on the road, right? DC United literally had to steal a point at home. It wasn't a very good outing, especially in the first half. They struggled quite a bit. There was a tactical change that was a personnel change that was made at the half that helped a little bit. But, I mean, like, a stoppage time penalty kick from Wayne Rooney is how they were able to come to a draw with the visiting Toronto FC. All right. Nick DeLeon, who played here in DC for quite a bit, is a member of the Black and Red, scored the first half goal. That came courtesy of Richie Laria. He did a really good job of taking advantage of the matchup he had for DC United, which was left back. He was playing right back. And Richie does a great job getting forward. Definitely skilled on the ball. He used a really nice little stop and go to get by the first DC United defender, beat the second. And then after that, if you're playing out wide, as soon as you get into the box, it just kind of messes everything up. So after that, you know, he just played a hopeful ball across the mouth of the goal, pretty much. DeLeon surprisingly was unmarked, and all he had to do was just calmly put it away to beat Bill and Meade. But again, in the second half, DC United kind of woke up, started playing with, I mean, literally just playing with a bit of force. They struggled a little bit in terms of the final third with their final touch. It was definitely lacking. But, you know, things worked out in the 88th minute. Toronto's Akinola was the culprit, pulling down Frederick Briand at the near post on the DC United corner. At first, you know, the crowd went crazy, like, hey, somebody 6'5" got pulled down literally right in the box. What are you doing? You didn't do anything about it to the official. Pretty much, they showed how much they weren't fans of it. Literally 30 seconds later, official motioned that he was going to VAR. Upon completion of review, you know, the right call was made and a penalty kick was given to DC United. Wayne Rooney stepped up. He did what, you know, Wayne Rooney does and beat the keeper, and they were able to escape with a 1-1 draw. So their unbeaten streak, I believe, goes to 6 games now, but they actually, 6 games now. But the thing is, it was good that they got a point, but they still got like, this time of year is kind of tough at MLS. You got a lot of players that are gone due to international commitments, and they're missing a vital piece in Paul Areola for sure, also in Junior Moreno. And one of the things I like Ben also was about, just no excuses, you know, regardless of all that. This time of year, you just kind of have to just get through it. And then, you know, you get through it, get healed up a little bit as well, get some folks back, and you can finish strong. But they're doing a good job. They haven't dropped in the rankings. They're still in the hunt. They're not in the, it's not a concern that's going to drop below the red line. So they're okay for right now. But this week they will be on the road in Texas to take on FC Dallas. It's an opportunity to go on the road and, if not, at least steal a point, go ahead and get the full 3, which would definitely help. Head over. What I meant to say in the WNBA segment is obviously head over to finestmag.com, sports.com as well, for some post-game sound from this week's Mystics game, and head over to sports.com for post-game sound from DC United. All right, so we're heading into our second break, but we can't do that without a couple things first. Jamal Hayward, 9-4-50 breakdown. This week, Jamal is going to demo a breakdown of a controlled fade off a curl. Again, is a breakdown of a controlled fade off a curl. Also, following that, take a look at this week's P.I.T.S League power rankings. Then our second break, and when we get back, we're going to get into this whole free agency thing, man, and really talk about what some of your teams are doing well and what some of y'all, again, college basketball is going to be your best bet.
So I'm curling behind the 3-point line. Here. Fade. So once you push that dribble out, remember, fade back. So now you got somebody trailing you. Up. You get this shit off too. It's crazy. Yeah. That's how you shoot. Yeah. So it's basically control fade. So once you push it here, push it out, fade back. So I'm curling behind the 3-point line. Here, fade. So once you push that dribble out, remember, fade back. So now you got somebody trailing you. Up. You get this shit off too. It's crazy. Yeah. That's how you shoot. Yeah. So it's basically control fade. So once you push it here, push it out, fade back.
Welcome back to the Focus TV. As promised, all right, man, we're going to get to this whole free agency thing. Maybe you have heard, it's kind of a big deal right now.
Yes.
People are getting a lot of money.
Right.
Kudos to them. A whole lot of money is being doled out. Cardell, I think you tweeted like last week, 40% of the league free agents.
Yep.
So, in this first little couple days of free agency, what's the biggest shock, I guess, for you guys before we work our way through all of this?
I guess my biggest shock is D'Angelo Russell to the Warriors. I wasn't expecting that at all. It doesn't really fit to me. I kind of get it on one aspect because they don't want to give up, they lost KD, and that's a big blow for them. And I guess they're trying to scramble to retain some type of talent and, whatever they deem this is. But it just doesn't fit to me. D'Angelo does a lot of his work with the ball. I think he could possibly, work off the ball. I guess I feel like they're maybe just having him there, you know, in the instance of Clay still rehabbing since Clay re-signed for all of that money. He got a lot of money too. But it's just kind of odd to me. You know, a lot of the rumors are that they would probably end up trading him anyway later on in the season. But he signed for 4 years, 117 mil. It's a lot. It's a lot of money.
That's your biggest shot?
One of them.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I have more. I just gotta think.
All right, Cardell, your biggest shock of free agency?
I wouldn't say the shock. I wouldn't say the shock. I mean, it's a couple. Al Horford to the Sixers.
I agree.
That it wasn't a shock. It was just like, well, you know, that makes them a lot better. And Al Horford was one of the few centers that could bother Embiid. You kind of take him out of the equation. So, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, it's outside of Toronto. There's not really nobody in the East that can kind of deal with him right now. I'm talking about Embiid. And then there's somebody else. Jimmy Butler to the Heat. I thought he would kind of look to go somewhere where he got a chance of winning a chip and get his money, but he chose the Heat. You know, he chose the money, he chose the bag. So you know, I'm not mad at him. You know, he's been chasing it for a few years. He's been avoiding him, so he balled and he got it. You know, those are kind of things just like, okay, because I thought for sure he was either going, you know, stay in Philly or, you know, rumors talking about going to Clippers and getting the bag with them. So I thought it was one of those two.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you guys on it. The Jimmy Butler thing, I did expect him to stay in Philly. Obviously, like the Miami thing, I was like, probably not. That when that happened, I was like, oh, okay, all right, I'll get there with it. I guess the other one that kind of had me thrown for a loop a little bit. I really thought. Well, I mean, I won't even say thrown for a loop. I really thought JJ Redick was going to stay with the Sixers. Honestly, I thought it was going to be at least like a 1-1, or I just thought they wouldn't let him leave. And when that happened that quickly, I was like, oh, like it really caught me off guard. I know you mentioned the D'Lo, the trade with D'Lo. I'm probably maybe in the minority, not in this room, but just like with everyone, I think everybody kind of overreacted to it. It's like, just because we've seen a player, you know, play a certain way somewhere else.
Yeah, the system's different.
Yeah, the system's different. The other thing is sometimes, like, we've seen many times where, especially with a young player, you can get more out of said player in a different environment.
Right.
Like, the only thing that I was, like, with D'Angelo that, you know, stood out to me was we sat here for the whole playoffs and we're like, man, if Golden State just had, you know, we knew Kevin wasn't around. If they just had one more person that could dribble, pass, and shoot, you know, things would have still been okay. And to get one that young doesn't hurt. Secondly, you got something instead of losing KD for nothing, right?
Right.
Which kudos to both sides, because despite all the nonsense being spewed out there, I don't think this happens
Unless KD looked out.
if people aren't, you know, those relationships weren't, I don't know, real. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Because it doesn't, he didn't have to, it doesn't affect him in any way. Brooklyn would have been straight. You know, if you're Brooklyn, you just renounce the rights, going with your life. Like that first round pick on the State's giving you isn't the greatest thing in the world. It's not changing your outlook in life. But it did work out where, you know, that's what I'm looking at, is that you got D'Lo, then with Iggy leaving, the trade exception you get for that. Read that they also get a trade exception with the KD sign and trade. So that's like 7.8. The Iggy is 17.5. Supposedly we gotta wait till everything gets official for those numbers are secure. So again, don't take what I'm saying as gospel. But when you're talking about what they're playing, because everyone's just like, oh my gosh, I would just simply say there's like maybe 7 teams in the league where their front office is like in good shape, where we probably won't see the plan until the final picture happens.
Right.
Where I just think everyone should kind of just wait and chill and see what happens before going, just because this might be step 2 of like a 30-part plan.
Right.
So obviously we can't see the final picture. Just like we see with the Lakers, they're adding little pieces here and there. I mean, there were a couple teams that really got better, and then some teams that didn't do much. Go ahead.
One team quietly, Indiana getting Malcolm Brogdon and Oladipo coming back. That backcourt is going to be ridiculous on both ends. It's going to be hell. I'm just keeping it in the book. It's gonna be hell. I know Milwaukee couldn't match it for real, or refused to match it. That's gonna be a blow for them because you know, he was their second best player when he came back outside of Greek Freak when they made that run. And unless Bledsoe get more consistent scoring the ball, Middleton improve, they're gonna miss that playmaker. But I do notice that Indiana sent the first round pick and 2 future second round picks to Milwaukee for that. As you can see in this league now, the G Leagues thumping and all that, you need assets, you need players, and if you draft well, that could be a come out. So they can potentially end up getting a couple more Michael Brogdons in the future. So I'm glad they got something instead of nothing. That's why he was restricted. But yeah, that's one thing I did that jump. I was like, man, him and Oladipo, it's gonna be serious.
Yeah, they did a good job. I saw some people were just like, why do they keep getting guards? Because there's this thing called depth. And I like the fact that depending if you're playing small or whatever, and I know nobody cares about Jay Lamb outside of me, you can play 3 guards together and go on with your life. It'll be fine. But the most important thing is we just, again, going back to the Golden State thing, we just watched a series where somebody didn't have enough playmakers and another team had more than enough, right? You can't have enough people that can dribble, pass, and shoot.
Nope.
So what did Indiana go do? They went and got more people that can dribble, pass, and shoot. Kudos to them for doing that. And I love what you brought up, Cardell, about I don't want to say it's a change in the NBA, but I think maybe it's more apparent for some folks that don't really understand the value of that side of people getting assets. You know, like, obviously, for the most part, I feel like you, the common fan, understands, like, because people talk about it with Boston ad nauseum, but other teams have been doing that, stacking those assets, getting something for nothing, so you're not losing something and not getting anything back. Like you said, Milwaukee gets a chance to continue to draft well. They do draft well. Teams like Toronto, they draft well. I know you brought up a team, so I'm going to go ahead and let you bring up that team in a little bit. You were just talking about them out in the West. I'm not going to bring up that one. I like talking about a new front office that's kind of just got put together. I like what the Pelicans have been doing. Yeah. Quietly. They're not getting enough. I don't think they're getting a lot of love for it because it's done quietly into the Pelicans, and outside of Zion, everyone's probably not paying attention to what's going on over there. They're putting together a squad, and kudos to their ownership for correcting whatever issues they had in their front office during the Anthony Davis tenure, to where, at least for Zion, like, there has to be love for you. You just got drafted, and this front office looks like you're not going to be in a horrible situation.
David Griffin, the beast.
Yeah.
You know? Only negative about the Pelicans is too many dookies. You know, there's about 5 dookies on. I'm like, look at it, man, y'all killing me. Coach K gonna love it out there. He can like go out and look.
Might as well go ahead and buy me a house out here.
But yeah, they came up. It's just a matter of giving the chemistry. They got a good veteran, JJ. Like, he gonna speed up that learning process. Boom, boom. Good guy for Josh Hart coming off the bench and develop him. Like, you know, you need that. And that's one thing I do love about all this movement is it's a lot of young teams that got some key vets and stuff that in that mix, and they're gonna come up quicker than what most people thought. You know, it's similar to, like, you know, when we were watching the Wizards, covering the Wizards last year. The Hawks are coming. You can see it just with those two now. They added a lot of talent and depth. It's gonna be fun. The other team to pay attention to, Utah.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the next team.
Utah. They just got Jeff Green. They got Bo Buckets. They got Ingles, Donovan Mitchell, Conley, Gobert. They're gonna be something to deal with.
And that's I guess the fun part to me is watching teams continue to get better. And then for Knicks fans, and just want to say this real quick.
Good thing I'm not one of those anymore.
Okay, so maybe it's a weird position. Thank you. I think for the first time in a while, like, you're watching the Knicks, maybe it being by accident or whatever, the right steps are being taken. Everyone's like, oh my God, I got a bunch of power forwards. All right, cool. If you got a bunch of versatile pieces that can do different things, cool. There's also this thing called depth. Also, you have Mitchell Robinson. All these dudes don't got to play up a position like they've done in previous spots. You got a whole animal down there to take care of all that stuff, which I think is going to be something fun for those guys to fit with. Also, it gives RJ pick and roll partners. That should be fun. Secondly, they're not handicapping themselves with any 4 or 5 year deals with this. They're keeping their flexibility, and this is just part of what happens where you're trying to change what you've been. Lord knows the Knicks need it. Baby steps.
And it comes down to their backcourt. I'm not worried about the front court. Their front court is proving their vets. But Dennis Smith, RJ, Kevin Knox, if they play to their potential, that's nothing to sneeze at. Oh, Alonzo Trier come off the bench. I forgot about that. They have a lot of young pieces, man, and they gonna play hard under Fizdale. And in this league, you gonna play hard your way into the playoffs and success, man. Because a lot of teams, especially these days, they take nights off, and that's the easy win. Hell, they did it to the Wizards. Wizards thought they can just, nah, son, we gonna go ahead and get y'all up out of here. So that's all it takes, man. You know, good 42, 45 wins. That's all it takes to kind of make the playoffs, in the East. So, you know, not going that far. We still gotta let the chips fall where they're going to fall. But, you know, I like what they're doing. You didn't get the superstar, fine, but at least they just ain't stand packages like this. What it is.
And from a team building standpoint, you talked about some other teams. We were giving credit to the Pelicans and the Jazz for adding vets that fit. I know no one cares about Reggie Bullock. I like Reggie Bullock to the Knicks to fit with some of those kids. Knockdown shooters never hurt, especially when you got a bunch of young guys. They also got Wayne Ellington. Guys that can knock down shots, it opens the floor up. Again, whether you're young or old, that does help. So, go ahead.
Low key, the Kings. Harrison Barnes and Trevor Ariza. Gotta pay attention to that, man. You know, the Suns, gotta pay attention. Ricky Rubio, they got him. You know, Devin Booker's an all-star waiting. DeAndre Ayton. It's a lot of young teams. Add the right vets. They can make a lead. You got Oubre. You got he a free agent.
Sarge is out there too,
Sarge. You know, hey man. You know, people gotta pay attention. They just paying attention to the big names. They're not paying attention to like the role players that can swing things as well. Because as you can see with the Raptors, the roster was in place, even with Kawhi. But I still think adding Marcus Gasol would put them over the top because they needed him against Embiid. Because without him, Embiid would have went to work. Might be a whole totally different thing we're looking at right now. Philly might have got the chip. We don't know. So it's about matchups, and they just and that was Masai thinking ahead, like we might have to see Philly down the line. We need a big body to bang with them because right now we don't quite have that. Ibaka's like the only one, and if he get in foul trouble, it's a problem. So that's what you gotta do. That's what great GMs do. They think ahead. So, you know, stay tuned. A lot going on.
So you brought up the Kings. Wanted to talk about a signing that happened today with the Kings leaving the Kings. Willie Cauley-Stein.
Taj Gibson to the Knicks 2.4.
Yeah, another good veteran. Willie going to the Warriors, and the Warriors. Shout out to them for keeping. Man, they got a bargain keeping Kevon Looney, 3 years, $15 million for what he means to their team. With some of the money that's being thrown around, it's huge. Another piece with the Kings that I love is one of my guys that, just under the radar guys that just work so hard. Yes, you already know. Rashawn Holmes of the Kings, another one of those guys. And agree with you wholeheartedly, like what you said with the Knicks. We saw some teams that, no matter what was going on, they're going to play hard for the entire game.
Oh, Portland again, yes. Whiteside.
I was going to say, that's what I'm interested in seeing.
Please talk about why this is not something that should just be overlooked, because so many people was like, oh my gosh, it's Whiteside, and they just dismissed it. So.
Because of the culture. I saw CJ tweet. He put it out there for everybody to see. All right, put your hard hat on. We gonna work. Like, I mean, it's like, all right, I've heard things, but this is a clean slate. Coming here ready to work. We like in that culture. They with CJ and Dane, those type of leaders. Those are the type of leaders where we gonna do this with you or without you. And if it's gonna be without you, best believe we got the power to go upstairs and be like, you gone.
Yep.
And if you gone, you might be out the league. So. If Pat Riley was willing to get rid of you last year, and then also you got to look at it, this is his last year's contract. Players ball in their last year their contract because they want that bread. Yep. So he's going to ball. He's going to behave. But his talent was never in question. When he brings it, that's a 13 guy, lead the league in blocks, easy. And that's what they were missing, somebody to kind of, hold down the paint, block shots and stuff, and help them get easy points because and Hassan Whiteside can step out, shoot the mid-range. People don't know that. That's the beauty of what we do, like covering the league. We get to see players consistently do things that most fans won't be able to see because they're not watching every game. We're there. So it's just, he can do that. And obviously the lob capabilities, and don't underestimate rebounding, getting extra possessions for those guys to do what they do, put the ball in the hole. It's issues. Then you draft Nazir. That's more talent. I mean, man, I love when I'm seeing across the league because they not just laying down. It ain't like these super teams, it's just a talent. Yeah, but you got to get those role players, and those role players going to come to play.
We're watching the importance of team building now, and it's just fun to watch it. Because like you said, that's what counteracts those superhero teams are, hey, we're good 1 through 15. We're solid.
Yeah.
And most importantly, things fit. Another thing to add to with the Knicks when you talk about them, Alfred Payton.
Yeah, but it's so Alfred just got to be consistent. They got so many guards I feel are in front of him right now because they got sweat equity with Fizz there right now. Like I just named him, Dennis just came over half the season. Then you got RJ, of course he's gonna play. He's the first round pick. You got Knox and Trier who put in work. He got to earn. He a vet, but he got to kind of earn to get in that rotation. So and then you still now to the King right, without Native King right there. So he got to get in there for now. So we just got to see.
That spot's gonna be fun.
Right.
Another.
The Wizards.
Oh yeah. Before we got the Wizards, I was gonna say shout out to Edmund Sumner. Hard-working dude, came up quietly. Remember we saw him last year with the Pacers? 3-year deal. And that's the other thing we're seeing, like you talked about the G League and the importance of it, people coming in and growing and developing in their affiliates. We saw the Warriors sign somebody, it's one of their own. Well, I think they drafted one of their own, correct?
You talking about the Warriors?
Was Smargic, was he in the G League with them? Or was that
I gotta look it up. I'm not sure.
My bad, because I thought he was, but I'm not sure. But okay, even with Edmund Sumner, just keeping their own and developing, just the importance of that being seen in this league once again is important. But yes, please talk about the Wizards because people are just doing too much with this. Where you want to start?
First of all, let's just say Tommy's doing a good job, with what he can work with. Obviously, we just said they lost Trevor Ariza. Tomas, they traded him to the Bulls. And Bobby Portis went to sign with the Knicks. But what they did add was Ish Smith, who's a savvy vet. You know what you're going to get from him on both ends. Efficient playmaker, good defender. They re-signed Thomas Bryant, 3-year, $35 million. That he well deserved, man. Because originally when they got him from the Lakers, it was just a thing like we're gonna let him develop with the go-go, and he got with the Wizards like, nah, I ain't going back down to the go-go. Like I'm here to stay, and he got. You rarely see players like throughout the season just get better and better. I mean, one first portion of the season he rebounded just dunking. Then next thing you know, he stepping out here mid-range and dunking and rebounding. Then he blocking shots, rebounding, hitting mid-range, stepping out hitting threes. Next thing you know, he getting triple doubles. Like all that came through the course of the season. And that's why people underestimate the staff with the Wizards. To me, they're one of the best player development staffs in the whole league. So you sending them players that may not be ready now, that's dangerous because they're going to get them ready. And if you look at Scott Brooks' history, he's done that. Throw away KD because he's a special case. I always say this, but in OKC, Russ and Harden were not seen as future MVPs. They're seen as potential, good, maybe starters in the league, possibly good rotation players. That foundation for them, what they are now, started with OKC. So, and it's consistent. Even Oubre got better when they thought he was just going to be on the end of the bench and stuff like that. Look at how Sato developed when he first came in. It's a consistent. Look at Brad Beal. He got better. He went from like borderline all-star to now he's a legit all-NBA in the mix for being one of the best two guards in the league. You can't knock that. So guys coming in, and also they getting guys, Isaiah Thomas came in. They're getting guys that want to come in and work. You don't have to fight to get in the dang gym. If you rehabbing, you don't have to, they not walking in late, you know what I'm saying? They coming in, they ready to work, which is why they drafted Rui. They trying to change this whole culture where guys come to work, man. And that's what it is. What?
The Jazz.
What?
Emmanuel Mudiay.
Oh man.
They're not playing. Yeah, that's one of. And so I like what he's doing because the past few years on the Ernie, the Wizards willingly just gave up picks to get players, not knowing if things don't work out with those players, you have no way to build your team because you can't build through the draft. Tommy is being strategic and using cash smartly. And even with the sign of trades, he's getting picks back. So they can start looking ahead and draft and potentially building. All those picks can help them go after players in free agency. That's why I'm like, people don't even understand what he's doing. All the while adding veterans that are accomplished, that know how to play, so the learning curve can be short. All they got to do is just know what Brooks is expecting out of them. Once he defines their roles, then they're going to go to work. And meanwhile, like I said, everybody's coming in to work. And that pushes other guys to work. Because if you want to play, you have to work. Exactly. Like, no NBA coach have to babysit, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Their job is to do the X's and O's, help you develop and stuff like that. They got to babysit you to get in the gym. That's a problem, man. So, and right now, I like how they just ain't throwing the towel. Just be like, man, look, we gonna blow it up, trade Bill, and Wall get healthy, and look for. Nah, they like, nah, we got 2 special young players. We gonna make it work right now. Bill's just entering his prime. You just don't give that up because there's no guarantee when that's gonna come back.
Right.
He's just entering his prime. And Wall's still fairly young. People don't understand. Yes, he's been hurt, but when you laid up, you're getting rest too, man. Like, it's not like it's a lot of wear and tear on your body.
Exactly. Those are miles that are not on you because you're not on safe court. The other thing with that is, like, you got to think about all the damage that was done, right? You can't fix all this
in one off season, but right? The thing is, make the progression towards that. Mm-hmm. And what people don't understand is the Wizards have a $8.3 million trade exception. For people that don't know, a trade exception, you have up to a year in which they can acquire more salary in other trades, and then they send away as long as the gulf in the salaries. Let's say you trade for 2 and 3, you make a couple trades. They are less than or equal to the difference in salary for trade 1. And then also, the Wizards are seeking a disabled player exception for John Wall's injury, which will allow them to sign a player for $9 million. So these are things where he's trying to figure out ways to get creative and everything. And then you look at the market, remaining free agents, you got DeMarcus Cousins. I know Danny Green kind of waiting to see what
Kawhi gonna do.
Yeah.
Everybody waiting to see what Kawhi gonna do.
I mean, Marcus Morris is quality, but I don't know if they want to go the Morris route. You know what I'm saying? After we've been dealing with just being real. Willie Cauley-Stein, you got Rondae Hollis-Jefferson out there. You still can look at Jabari. You got Avery Bradley still out there. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Ray John Ronald, he might be looking at the Lakers. Then you got like Justin Holiday. You got Jared Dudley just got picked up. Kenneth Faried. You got
I can't believe he can't find
you got like Jonas Jerebko. Like Jake Layman's restricted free agent. You got Nene. You got Rodney McGruder, who put in work with the Heat last year. You got Trey Lyles still out there. Justin Anderson. It's a lot of quality guys. Devin Harris, Iman Shumpert, Andrew Bogut. I'm just going down the list of guys that are available that were on teams. Jose Calderon. Pau Gasol said he's going to come out. Raymond Felton. Wilson Chandler. It's guys that if you plug them in, they can help. Mm-hmm. Even Jamal Crawford's still out there, even though I think he's kind of waiting to see what happens with some of these powerhouse teams because he might be the last piece. I mean, it's plays out there where they can get them for the low and they can possibly help them come in as long as they willing to work.
And that's the importance of having people to understand what they're doing. Is a secondary market matter of sport, your free agency. The patience and waiting, because once you get to that next market, all those, whatever your preconceived ideas of what your salary could have been, it lets you know what your market currently is once you get to the secondary market. So, like you said, you got opportunity to continue to add to the roster. Secondly, there's nothing wrong in this year, right? If all you get out of this year is to be competitive and, well, one, to foster a culture that hasn't been here in the past, two, to take a year to continue to improve the youngsters in your program, man, that's cool. By the time you get back to next year, some of your big guns back, and now that picture looks a little bit more fuller.
And
secondly,
some guys are off the books.
And that's what I was going to get to is, for the first time in, I don't know, ever since you've had John and Brad together, there's not some horrible contract on the roster that's going to keep you from going to free agency for once and going, who wants to play here? Mm-hmm. For the first time, I believe for the first time, I could be wrong, but for the first time since you've had these two, and especially like you say, Brad's entering his prime, John's coming off the injury, which, he's been shelved off and on. We've heard people talk about they would like to play with them, but you couldn't do anything about it. For the first time, you get to see next year. And again, what we saw with the Nets, right? And this is why tanking or whatever, like you brought up, is not the right play. Go compete, man.
Yeah.
Go compete.
Yeah. Well, people these days are just brainwashed by, other teams taking the easy way out. Now, if you can get the stars, get them. But sometimes that don't always pan out either. Even though, the Warriors had won, but they left 2 on the table too. Yeah. Like they went and got Boogie. Now, injuries played a role in that, but still, that still means nothing is guaranteed. Yep. So you have to, I just believe in building a team where it can sustain. You can always kind of be in the mix year after year after year, and then just like
Spurs
home run swings, and hopefully you get it. And if you don't get it, you kind of just done for a few years.
And that's the important thing is if you build it the right way, you can swing the fences, and if you miss, it's cool. We're gonna just keep going,
Because at least you're not that far off.
Yeah.
Either.
regular schedule programming. We continue to draft well, add, develop, whatever. Something works, and then this is the other thing is you become more attracted to those top guys because your stuff's in order.
And because you're still competing.
Who wants to go somewhere where they're like, oh, we just throw in the towel year after year after year, and then now what?
And you're not going to get a real competitive player that wants to go there if y'all can just give up.
So, man, we already know the Kawhi news. We'll share our thoughts on that next week. Should he make the decision?
It'll be, I'm sure everybody will know as soon
I
as
got
it
a
happens.
headache, man.
I just
like,
think it's
hurry
crazy.
up.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy because, like you even said, Danny Green waiting to see what he does. There's so many different teams that are still waiting to do certain things based off of his decision, and a lot of them are missing out on other things because they're waiting. So it's like you're waiting. He doesn't pick your team, and now you're scrambling to try to fill the void. So it kind of sucks on that end. But I mean, it's his decision. He can take as long as he wants, I guess. But hopefully he makes a decision soon. They said he's supposed to be meeting with the Lakers, Clippers, and Toronto this week.
They said he was with the Lakers. They've been saying so stuff. I'm just at this point like, man, just hurry up so they can shut up. We can
Once
get
him and
something.
Uncle Dennis finally let us know what's going on, we'll accept it. But like you said, that's the tough part about this is you're watching other teams that have a plan in place. They're going about their business. Like you said, while you sitting here waiting, Utah just added depth.
Portland did too.
Portland.
Even in the East, if he stay with Toronto, it's not gonna be an easy road. I mean, but that's the beauty of winning championships, man. You gotta. That's why I don't want to get to a point where it's just like 4 just crazy loaded teams and everybody else.
It takes away the competitiveness.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
It
no
takes away
fun.
the
It's not
fun of
fun.
it. Yeah, because I feel like now this year with all the different depths and like you said, a lot of the younger teams building a little bit more. Like I feel like it's going to be a more interesting season, and I'm so excited for that. It just makes it better. And then we talked about in the past if they're going to start changing these West Coast games to a little bit earlier, hopefully.
Not the ones I want to watch. It's going to be late.
And I don't know. I think the Wizards should kind of like just think about DeMarcus Cousins because it's not a market they can get him for the low, and he's better than any big they got right now.
And but this is
Because what are they doing with Dwight?
He opted in. He opted in. He's on the roster. I mean, with his back injuries, you know what I'm saying? Like,
gluteus maximus, all types of
he
stuff.
done had like 3 or 4 back surgeries. That's tough.
The piggyback on the Boogie thing, what I also think is a great idea is like one, it's like
Whoa.
an extra rehab here. And
Wow.
then secondly, when you come into the money, the man's is right there. He's right there. If there was ever a way, because if he balls out somewhere else, right, it's gonna be hard to get a discounted price next year. If he's already here, his man's is right there.
That's a good point.
That's
I
all.
can see it.
And it's not like they don't, Mahinmi, because of his foul, how he fouled, defend, it's hard to keep him on the floor. Dwight, you don't know. So really the only reliable big you have is Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mo Wagner.
Yeah.
They just got him.
Right.
But he basically a rookie. He got to get more acclimated to the system. So you need somebody that's proven, and he's just going to get healthy and stuff like that. He's going to be ready to go. And I'm looking down the line. Let's say they are competing for one of the lowest seeds in the East, offer right now. You want to deal with Embiid. You want to deal with the Lopez twins. You want to deal with Gasol. You're going to need a big body down there that can go to work.
Shout out to Brooke for bringing his brother on.
Exactly. So
And that's the big thing with it is just, taking care of business. And one of the things I love with Tommy is just the opportunity. And
he's a hooper, man. Like he's a basketball dude. GM, you see him at work. He down there excited. He excited, man. And that's why I was laughing at people when they was like, man, he drafted a player that he didn't see. I'm like, bro, he was the assistant to the GM. He was in the gyms. People just, just take stuff, man, and run with it. But
all I can say is I urge you to go watch a little behind the scenes draft video with Rui. You probably looked at the kid if Mark Few's already in your phone as Mark Few. It wasn't an unblocked number, 188, something crazy. So y'all gotta stop it.
Bro, they in the business of evaluating players. They looking all over, bro. They trying to win. So why? But I like what Tommy's doing. He's always had a great reputation across the league. People need to give him credit because, man, it was looking like what the Wizards going to do. They might have to trade Bill just to free up some money, just to get some assets. And then, with that being said, I know Bill, the extension is in the air too. I mean, I believe what Shaq said, man. You gotta keep him, man. Like he's entering his prime. This franchise has a history of letting young talent go before they blossom.
And then they go out there and be
and then we sit
MVPs
here
and winning chips and
don't do what Charlotte just did.
I mean,
don't do that. Like, and you got two really good young players still.
You still a Charlotte fan?
I just told you I don't have a team.
We out here in free agency.
Nah, it's not free agency. I'm just a fan of the league. Like I disowned the Knicks and I'm never going back. So that's it. And the Charlotte was contingent on Kemba and he gone now. So that's it. We're done here. Literally, we're done here. We'll see y'all guys next week. Same time, same place right here on Bliss.fm and DCTV.